kick in. Shit.
Shh. It's recording.
You ain't say I push what you say. Yeah, I'm right there.
Hey world, welcome to the Spill Podcast, your favorite podcast featuring your favorite podcast host and residential host, Mr. Wilson, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson. Hi, Spillers. Welcome back to episode 29. I know it's been a while. It's been a while. But life been life, and life really ain't like been life, and like it ain't been no challenges. I just feel like I kind of been tired or something because I have been planning to do a new episode, and then y'all know my summer break is coming up, so y'all know I'm like ready to push these old episodes so I can prepare myself mentally, emotionally, and all of the leads for season 3. But I just been tired the last month. So I haven't done anything. And then my residential host hadn't really been like, okay, babe, you ready? What we doing?
This don't say Wilson podcast CEO Wilson, Mr. Wilson. It don't say nothing.
It says Mr. Wilson, the residential host.
Yeah, residential host. Who is the host?
Wait.
If the host don't come to work, what the host don't go to work? Let me turn the light down or something.
Yes. He has to turn the light down because he is hot.
No, it's loud. I mean,
it's bright. Okay, you can turn it down. All right. Well, I am back, and I am excited to be back. I'm excited about this episode. That's good, babe. Yeah, that's cool. All of this melanin. That's for the YouTubers. But I'm excited about this episode. I'm super excited to be back. It's been a while. Y'all have been on my heart. Shout out to my super duper duper dope spillers who've been patient and who've been actually listening to old episodes just to keep the Spill podcast in rotation, because I have been a little lot laxed. But I'm here and I'm excited. So much has gone on the 4 weeks that we've been gone. We've had the experience and the blessing to experience the totality of the eclipse that happened on April the 8th. So that is a day that I'll never forget. I got to experience it with my daughter and my mother and my cousins, and my husband was at work with his coworkers, but we were FaceTiming and chatting the entire time. So we got to experience that. Mr. Wilson, you want to say something about the eclipse?
My first time seeing something like that.
Was it exciting for you?
No, I mean, I don't know what you mean.
So I'm just saying, like, was it a humbling moment? Like, I feel, and the reason I say that,
so humbling is excited.
Yeah, like in the presence of God, like to experience something that God does, and you know that it was God that did it. Men had no say so on, like science, was able to help the trajectory of the timing and all of that stuff. But as far as it happening, like it was all God's hand. So being able to experience that.
Yeah, that was.
That was pretty exciting. It was dope.
But I wasn't, too much excited because everybody around me was scared.
Oh, well,
they want to go to the store, buy all the tissue.
Well, that's them.
You want to go too?
Well, I wasn't
scared. Let's go fill up, get all the gas.
Well, I wasn't scared. It was just me being prepared because of the attention that our city and our state brought. There's a difference. I just wanted to make sure that we were good as far as our food and groceries and being able to wipe our tail, because we had over 1 million people in our city, and our city is a city of a little bit over 200,000 residents. So for us to have an additional, 500,000 folk to come to watch this, it was the cheapest city, you know what I'm saying? You can see the perfection of the totality of the eclipse. So I just knew it was going to be real. Traffic and all of that. So it wasn't a fear. I was excited in that matter. Like, I just wanted to make sure we were good and we didn't have to get out of the house for nothing. But it was an amazing moment. And Spillers, I hope that you guys got to experience and enjoy that dope moment. But we don't want to get too far in it. You guys know what time it is. It is the mental check-in time. This is the time of the episode where we do a mental check-in with ourselves. You are intentional about tapping into your emotions, your mental emotions, to identify with how you feel mentally. And when we identify with how we feel mentally, it's best to use an emotional word, a word that kind of identifies or expresses your feelings, your internal feelings, you know. So, Mr. Wilson,
Yes, sir.
you are the first to go. How are you mentally? How are you emotionally? I don't know if I've asked you that in a while, but how are
No,
you?
you don't ask me when we on your podcast. But anyway, but every day that I'm above ground, I'm always gonna be well.
Good.
Now, when I'm gone, it's different. As long as the Lord wake me up, I know I'm gonna be good. He woke me up.
Yeah, because when you're gone, you won't be able to identify.
Yeah.
Or we won't be able to tell how you are, but I'm sure you'll be happy. And I don't ask you how you are mentally, but every single day I ask you how you doing, Negro. Yeah, my face was toe up because don't do that.
You don't say,
I say, hey, Mr. Wilson, how are you? How was your day?
No.
I don't say, how are you mentally?
How did
honey?
you introduce this?
What do you mean, how did I introduce this?
How did you introduce what we finna get ready to do, though? I mean, what we doing?
The mental check-in?
Yeah. See, you don't come at me like that. You don't come like, baby,
Yeah, but the way you responded,
as you mentally.
the way that you responded made it seem like that I don't check in with you, period. Like,
you don't ask like that. You ask other questions. Now, you can ask 100 questions now.
okay, but do I ask you, how are you? How was your day?
You like, how
Okay,
was your
thank
day?
you.
Yeah, that ain't
Thank
mentally,
you.
though. You just want to know how we're doing that work.
Thank you for responding. Spillers, I am well. All is well with Mrs. Wilson. Thank God. Y'all know how.
She's telling the truth too, cause last time I had to tell her how she been good.
So y'all know how the first couple months of the year, 2.5, 3. Shut up, little grasshopper. First 2.5, 3 months of the year, it's just I had a little mental struggle. And emotionally, I was going through a lot. I feel like I told y'all a long time ago that God had been dealing with me with people. I have been much better. Hallelujah. Thank God for Jesus. Thank God for prayer. Thank God for my husband. Thank God for my therapist. All has been well. And I'm just super excited about a lot of the tools that I've been learning the last couple months. And I'm super excited about applying them so that I can get stronger and much better. Okay, so Spillers, stop, pause for the cause, do whatever you have to do a mental check-in, to check in with yourselves. Remember, mental health is wealth. In order to be wealthy, you have to be okay mentally. So, pray all is well. If all is not well, say something so that we can do something. I'm just a DM away, even if it's just to send a prayer for me, whatever, privately, or find somebody that you can confide in and talk to, or seek a therapist in Jesus and prayer. But get the help that you need if you are not okay, okay? All right, Mr. Wilson, did you want to add anything to that, sir? All right, great. Thank you. This is our mental check-in time. I'm sorry, our social media check-in time, see? Listening to you. You're doing so good. You're just cheesy. This is our social media shout out time, Spillers. If you are not following the Spill Podcast on all of our social media platforms, what you waiting on? Follow us, the Spill Podcast, on Instagram, the Spill Podcast 21, YouTube, and TikTok, the Spill Podcast. Spillers, especially all of my spillers with businesses, small businesses, medium-sized, or large businesses. If you want your business to grow, be publicized, boost your sales, whatever the case may be, don't forget to email me at thespillpodcast21@gmail.com. I've been having some little issues with that email, so you can also email me at Latoya, Latoya, D as in Danny, 84@gmail.com for ad prices, and your business will be featured on all podcast platforms. Remember, the Spill Podcast is now an advanced advertisement advocate. So every time an episode play, guess what business is going to be promoted? Yours. So reach out to your girl for pricing, and we'll take it from there. Okay, Mr. Wilson, you don't have a social media shout page or nothing that you want to shout out. So
shout out to the one who do.
So we just going to move on and get this party started. We're moving on to our spill trend topic time, Spillers. Y'all know during this time of the episode, I talk about everything blackety black, black. Thank God I'm black. Hey, I won't take it back. Shout out to Miss Charlene from Little Rock, Arkansas for that amazing song. But anyway, we're just gonna go over a few spilled trends that's been going on in our black culture recently. The first shout out I want to give to Coach Dawn Staley, the University of South Carolina's women's basketball coach. Y'all know Spiller, she just took home her third NCAA Women's Championship. She went undefeated this entire season. She's the first African American college coach to win 3 NCAA championships and the second black female coach to win it. And I wanted to make sure I put emphasis on that because a lot of people think that she was the first female black coach, but she wasn't. She was the second. I can't think of the lady's name, but the lady is actually her mentor, and the lady actually gave her like a piece of a net a while ago, like some years before she even won her first championship as a token for her, and she has been literally passing that forward, and that's been her hope and faith per her testimony. So shout out to Coach Staley. We room for you, girl. I'm rooting for everything black, and to see those black girls do what they do, it did something to me. Shout out to all of the black girls, Black Girl Magic, that also entered the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of talk because of their pay. Just real talk, as an educator, I'm getting paid more than a few of them.
They don't make no money?
Oh, none at all, baby. I'm talking about, I think the first couple years for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was like 70-some thousand. Like literally. Yeah. But, you know, they get their big checks from all of their, like, the Nike contracts and different things like that. Shut who down?
The person you told me.
Caitlin Clark? Mm-hmm. What you mean? Because they gave her $28 million just a week ago. They canceled it.
Not what I read, yeah. Said they bagged out of it.
Well, that's allegedly, but a couple weeks ago it was.
They don't want the black girl to get no money.
Well, you know, that's, you know, politics with black women anyway. That's neither here nor there. But just a couple weeks ago, there was rumors that she did have like $28 million or something signed with Nike.
When I read it today, it said that she don't.
Hey,
You know how they is.
These are allegedly. I don't know, but you know, I was looking for Angel Reese names coins, and the young lady that's from Arkansas. I can't think of what is the country town in Arkansas that she's from. Shout out to her. She was the number 11 WNBA draft pick. But yeah, I'm looking for them to get big money. So shout out to them, to the Lady Game Hawks and them. Do you know what a Game Hawk is? No, yeah. I was trying to figure out what a Game Hawk was, and I couldn't. So I googled a Game Hawk spillers, and for y'all that are like me, that did not know what a Game Hawk was but wanted to know, a Game Hawk, y'all, is a chicken. Right? It is a chicken, a domestic chicken that is trained for fighting. I said, what kind of foolishness? But hey, it don't matter. Game Hawk or not. Keep getting that money, Staley, and keep recruiting the dopest black girls in the world. Because from what I've read and the testimonials that those girls have had to say about you, you are the ultimate coach and the ultimate human being that anybody would want to play for. So Black Girl Magic. Keep showing up and showing out, okay? All right. Next, I wanted to shout out my girl again, Queen B, Queonte. Her country album, I'm sorry, husband. Her country album, Cowboy Quarter, was #1 on the country music billboards. And so you know that's brought a lot of heat. Because the people ain't checking for it. Matter of fact, I was just showing you a video a couple days ago of that young Caucasian lady in Iowa who posted that video talking about the black folk and saying black folk don't belong in country, and that we might have been raised or born in the country picking cotton, but we wasn't getting paid, allegedly. Anyway, shout out to Queen B for just overcoming the odds and just showing the people what it is. But I always say it every time. I'm a person that believe in giving people their flowers. K. Michelle was one of the first in our generation to actually come out and proclaim her love for country music and her desire to do a country album. And she already had and has a country album. She is because of her contractual agreements with her record label, she hadn't been able to put it out. So shout out to her. Matter of fact, Beyonce actually sent her some flowers and told her I see you. So I appreciate that. And that made me really happy. So shout out to Queen B and K Michelle, all right? But our spill trend topic, Mr. Wilson, I wanted to get your opinion on this because this is something that was really interesting. A young African American male posted on Facebook that he only had a handful of very close friends, and of those handful of close friends, he had 4 of them he deleted, he blocked, and he never wants to talk to again because he had back surgery a month ago, and his entire month after the back surgery, he said nobody called to check on him, to come see him, to come help him, to come do nothing. And he said they showed him a lot about them and their character and how they are as people, you know. So when they out and kicking it, the clout, all that stuff is good. But when he was actually down and out and needed help, it was only one of those homeboys that came through. Do you feel?
He ain't doing nothing wrong. He ain't doing nothing wrong. If he's standing on it,
yeah.
You know, he ain't doing nothing wrong.
And that's what I said.
It took me no money.
A lot of people were on social media. He's acting like a female. That's how females act, and blah blah blah. But I just feel like he didn't do anything wrong, and I said that because when you're down and out, you know what I'm saying, that's when people really show you who they are, or you see who people really are, especially when you need them. When you are sick, surgery, any of that, I don't feel like you should have to call anybody for help, period. If you've verbally dictated to people close to you, I'm having surgery, I'm having baby, I've been sick, having a baby, I've been sick, I've been in the hospital, or I've been going through whatever. I feel like those close to you, if you say something to them, they should be willing and ready to come through for you, period. You don't have to call, text, nothing. Once you send that text, hey, I just got the hospital, hey, I'm finna go in the hospital, all bets are off. Like, what you need, what we doing? We door dashing you food. We coming to see about you. So that's all you wanted to add, Mr. Wilson.
He's doing no wrong. Yeah. I'd have done it.
You did the same thing?
I wouldn't have waited no money. I'd have called him and cussed him out and said something to him though.
Before you did it?
Yeah. While I was about to do it, I've been calling, hey, I ain't heard from you. He probably ain't did none of that. Yeah, I called him, talk crazy to him. And then, if they didn't come, or if they got a good reason at that time, I wouldn't have called him back later on, like I did JT.
Why you have to put his name out?
Cause that's my guy.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't listen.
You don't know, he may just call,
Yeah,
he may tune in one day. Bless it. Well, if you have a friend or a family member or a person, especially if you're close to them, that goes through anything and they dictate that to you, that means that they say it to you, they tell you, they explain to you, this is what's going on, and this is what's coming up, or this is what's been happening. Extend help, like offer. Just say, hey, what can I do? Or hey, plan it, you know, because you may have some people that don't want help or don't want assistance, but let them know, hey, I'm door dashing you some food tomorrow for breakfast. So if anybody else is on the list, tell them, push them back to lunch, or just do what you got to do. Just make sure that you are some type of support, okay?
And then, like I say, I don't see why he posted it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Made it to where everybody can read it. But it's always 2 sides to a story. Now his part sound good, but it's always 2 sides. I mean, you just can't count them out.
Yeah, you just can't count them out.
He said a month,
He said
2 months.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody called me.
No, he said a month, not 2.
Well, that's a long 30 days or 28
yeah.
days, 27
But that's normally how long it takes, like for back surgery. You know what I'm saying? Back surgeries to me are pretty.
So he didn't call them, and they didn't call him.
He did not indicate all of that. I'm just gonna read you his post verbatim, and I get that it's always 2 sides to the story, but I kind of get where he's coming from. He said, I just blocked and deleted friendships with 4 of my quote unquote homeboys. I had back surgery literally a whole month ago, and not one of these Negroes checked on your boy. Boy, I ain't say nothing. I just blocked and let it be. It is what it is. Negroes really wasn't my friend. So we don't know if what the relationship or what the conversation was prior to the back surgery, but apparently there was some type of expectations when it comes to the friendship. Now, if he posted that, I would hope that if those friends ever needed him in any shape, form, or fashion, he was the friend that he expected them to be when he was down and out. I would hope that. That's the type of person I would be. I wouldn't post anything like that personally. However, when you down and you going through some stuff, it do kind of make you look at people and question the people in your circle. Especially, you know what I'm saying, when people ain't checking for you or coming through for it.
Yeah, the wild broadcast.
Yeah.
If you ain't talking to them, he said they ain't called him, and he didn't reach out to them. Well, why tell everybody else? Evidently, he didn't want the friendship.
Well,
So what I'm saying, there's two sides to
microphone.
There's two sides to a story. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. He might now if it was if they was real close, like he got it all up in there, and I can't see them going 30 days without calling.
Yeah.
And then why would he go 30 days without calling them? You the one laid up in the house, ain't doing nothing. They probably working. Call them. What's up, man? What you doing? He ain't doing none of that. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for them one. They probably don't need each other no way.
Well, that's how I'm gonna look at it. Y'all don't need each other anyway. But I am going to question. You know, I'm on his side when it comes to him.
You went through it. Have any of your friends did you like that?
I mean, I done been down in that, and I done had some friends in a little.
To the hospital, like he talking about, and
not 30 days, no.
I ain't talking about 30 days, a week. Have you been laid down a week and ain't none of your friends called you or checked on you, or you ain't called them, or you ain't text them?
Nah.
You ain't gotta think about that.
Well, you know, praying for that young man and those people that goes through something like that. That I just can't imagine being in that situation though. But Auntie Maya said it best. When people show you who they are, believe them.
He probably showed them how he was. And while he was down, they were like, man, we're going to kick this thing to the side. You know?
Well, you know, that could be too, like you said, two sides to the story. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I'm about to get mad. You talking about
listen, I'm just saying what I'm saying. It ain't done with nothing. It just is what it is. All right, Steelers, we are moving on. You need to take a break?
I ain't did nothing saying nothing. I done been sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
The host.
Exactly what you be doing.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Well, let me read something. Let me host this. I'm what you call me, a residential host. Why I ain't never sit right there and you know what I'm saying?
You ready to move on?
Now you can't hear it.
You ready to move on?
You want to do the microphone check?
I ain't got
So you heard me. Come on. You don't want me to sit on that.
All right, Steelers, we are back. This is our topic time. Now, Mr. Wilson, I need you to, I can't ask you to be careful with your words, but.
Well, who that is, man?
I don't know what to say, Lord.
Your honor, you ain't gotta be talking to me. All you gotta do is do your little thing.
I don't be knowing what the hell you gonna say.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
My
Don't
nerves
say it.
just
You
be
gotta
bad.
go straight to what you
So, anyway, we have had some people to kind of mention some things. Some things were subliminal. And somebody actually said it to us one time. Just questions about our marriage. I'm not going to say the validity of it. I guess the authenticity. Authentic. You know, if it's authentic or not. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that just for a little bit. We're not going to spend a lot of time. We're just going to wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Look at in his face. We not about to be. No, we not finna do that because we just gotta get straight to the point. We got spillers that be want to know what it is, like what's going on, what's the topic, what it is. So anyway. I've heard some really positive things, mainly for the most part positive and nice. But I've heard now, not out of the person's mouth directly, but indirectly, I've been told some negative things. And like, I guess some parts of our marriage being superficial and all of that stuff. So I just kind of wanted to just talk about it a little bit. Now, I'm not going to just sit here and just air out my marriage and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you what works for us, what doesn't work, maybe. And then we'll just go from there, okay? So just a little background. The Wilsons have been married almost 4 years, y'all. This year, my 40th birthday, will be our 4th year marriage anniversary. However, we've been together a total of 5 years. This year's 5 years together. 4 years married. We were engaged our entire first year of our relationship. Married the very next year. And just been doing what we've been doing since, right? So, I do want to say any amount of time married, whether it's 5 days, 5 years, 40 years, 75 years, I feel like it's super dope. It's super amazing and it is a blessing. And I say that because, as we all know, especially as Christians, God honors any religion. Period. You know how God is with marriage. He honors marriage and he loves marriage very, very much. So with that being said, I feel like in our marriage, because of that, that's one of the main reasons why we try to be intentional about being our best selves. I struggle sometimes. He do too.
That's probably your best.
He ain't gonna say admit it, but he do too. Anyway, being your best selves in your marriage and being the best spouse that you can be. And that's very important, y'all, because the enemy, when I say the devil hates the main thing that God brought together, that's like a point that he tries to prove every time. Like, yeah, you brought that together, God, but you know what I'm saying? I'm strong enough. I can get through that thing, but not with the Wilsons, not with us, and not with 90% of God ordained marriages, right? So, if you are married, congratulations. God bless you. God bless you. Celebrate your marriage. Appreciate your marriage. Be grateful for your marriage, and do everything that you can to protect, save, and honor your marriage. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, leg it down to the nitty gritty, Mr. Wilson. I was listening to Nona Jones. I love Nona Jones. Shout out to her. Y'all have to Google her. She's not like this super duper popular person, but she's super amazing and dope. But she is amazing. Her and her husband have been married for about 20 years. They're fairly young as well. But she said that what people see is perceived, but they really don't see the work that you put into marriage, right? So, and when she says that, I say stuff like, people think the grass be green on the other side, but they really don't know what it takes to keep the grass green. What do you think, Mr. Wilson, when it comes to putting in the necessary work for your marriage? Do you feel like that is hard? Do you feel like it's worth it? Do you feel obligated? Like, how important do you feel it is to put in work in your marriage?
It's very important. Okay. What you mean?
I mean, it's a question I'm asking for the people.
Yeah, well,
so I can get to the next question.
I gotta reassure you.
Goodness gracious.
Nah, it's very important, but marriage ain't for everybody though.
Do you really think that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It said that about.
Okay. Yeah, because it does say this, but I was just asking. Yeah.
No, I don't see it because it's in the
Because you don't say it because you don't believe it, but you believe it for other people.
Yeah. No, I don't believe it. I mean, I know it's for me. I wouldn't be married.
Right.
And it ain't hard to me, but it can be a tug of war if your spouse can't handle or deal with certain things different than you. Yeah, it can be a. But no, all I ever do is just have to reassure.
Reassure what?
Yeah.
About what?
That we good.
You gotta reassure me.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's say we get into it, but we ain't been into it to the point where we got to leave each other. But if we got into it where it come to that, I'm gonna do some reassurance. I still reassure you every day by being faithful, I mean, you just reassure. You got to reassure a person every day. I want to be reassured every day. I don't want you. You got this little thing I sent you earlier.
No. What thing? The good video. Which one?
It was about.
Oh, about the husband, the cheating with the sticking hand. Okay, yeah.
Water in the glass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, you have to. You got to work on it. I mean, even when you got your guard down, you work. When things good, you still working on it. You really see it when it's bad though. Mm-hmm. But when it's good, you're still working on it. You still got the. So it's an everyday process. It's a lifetime process.
And that's a part of the reassurance. So you're not reassuring because of insecurities or anything.
You, baby, we ain't going right now.
It's just the work that you're putting in so that you can let a person know.
The respect. I mean, all that is reassuring. Like if you was constantly getting disrespected, that's anybody. Because like I said, that's all it boils down to is respect. No matter what it is respect. So yeah, if I was coming in and walking by you and one kissing.
Oh yeah, that'd be a problem.
So I reassure you when I
that's definitely reassurance. Those kisses,
okay,
those
I ain't
pats on
saying
the
about
butts,
words.
those
I ain't saying a word. I ain't
yeah.
gonna keep telling you, girl, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. No.
Yeah, I don't need to hear that because I know.
Yeah, you did that when you got the ring.
Period. But
my last name.
And another thing with reassurance to me personally, I feel like it also solidifies that you are present in the marriage. And I think sometimes, and like he said, reassurance don't always have to be words. And it's not for insecurities. It's not for none of that. It's so that your spouse you can let your spouse know that you are present in the marriage. And that's every single day. Like that's the everyday thing.
Because love and action, love and respect is 2 action words.
2 action words. Somebody told me that. My auntie told me that. Yeah. When I called her, I was like, I love you, I miss you. My Aunt Lena, shout out to her. And she's like, love is an action word. I said, oh Lord, let me go and get on over there to check on my girl. But that's true. Those are action words. So when you are putting in the necessary work, you have to put the work in. Not only do you have to be intentional about putting the work in, but you have to put the work in, like you have to be excited about it. You have to be happy to do it. It ain't nothing that you just doing just because you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it, and you got to do it like with excitement. I feel like if you just doing
intentional, you can't it's got to be every day. You know, like I say, like a Bible.
You gotta learn.
Read it.
Yeah, gotta study.
You gotta keep it for a lifetime. That's how you will.
You gotta keep studying,
baby.
baby.
Chapter, I know her.
Baby, you missed something. Missed it. Right. Bam. Keep reading. Keep studying. I need to meet your therapist because I know you. That's what I be thinking at the time. Now she be like, girl, we've been together this long, and now you gon'. Oh, okay. Well, that's a part of putting the work in, learning. And when you're putting the work in and learning, since you brought that up, you can't let one thing that messed your mind up or shocked you, you can't let that deter you from the goal. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the goal is to always grow loving, keep falling in love with each other every day, keep loving each other every day, keep learning something about each other to love each other more and more. But when stuff happens that throw you off or that you've never seen or that you don't understand why, or you like, dang, all these years later, and this is what you can't let that deter you. You still gotta take that for what it is. And
you gotta push on, but who said your marriage was fake? I don't know. You gotta say tell me who, but give me a look.
Well, I would never say who said it, but I've had some people.
I said who. I didn't mean to say who.
Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody said that they wasn't. It just seemed superficial. Like it just seemed too good to be true. And I think the part is because I'm a social media person. I tell y'all that all the time, Phyllis. I've had social media. And I'm not bragging or being mean or none of that or condescending, none of that.
So they see one side of the story.
Literally, I've had social media since you could only get Facebook because it wasn't nothing else. I had Black Planet, I had a MySpace, but those weren't popping like Facebook. When Facebook came, you could only get Facebook if you had a college email. because they sent the verification through their email, and you have to be active in order to activate your college email. So what I post freely all the time, and I do post my family, my husband. I do that often. At the beginning, I married 5 years ago. Oh, you was getting posted every week. You know what I'm saying? Now it's every other week, maybe once a month. You know, I don't do
you
it.
don't get posted at all.
Period, because you don't have social media. See what I'm saying? Anyway, I post a lot, and I posted different things, whether we were on vacation, quick trips out of town, out to eat, date nights, movies, church, Bible study. Like, I just posted random seasons and parts of our lives. And somebody just said it was superficial. It was just like, they was like, it's too good to be true.
And you gave them what they wanted.
Well, I didn't never respond. That's what somebody told me that somebody said.
But did you respond to that part?
I just said it is what it is. They can think what they want. But remember, we did have a guest on a podcast a while ago, and I'll let you think about it. He was really engaged or whatever. And remember, he said, he was like, man, I used to wonder if y'all was like vibing for real, like in real life. I was wondering if y'all was like happy for real, and just being around y'all give me hope. Cause y'all like really best friends. Like, y'all love each other. Like, just watching all y'all talk and laugh, and remember that conversation. So I'm not saying I see why people can see it just from Facebook or from whatever they see me post, but to hear him, a grown man, actually say that, then that kind of let me know, like, yeah, people really be looking and trying to figure out.
But do the person know you that said it? Do they know you, or they just know from you?
The person that told me that it came to them. And when she told me, I don't feel like she was telling me in a messy way, if that makes sense. I don't feel like she was being messy. But I feel like she was just like, yeah, because such and such was like, their relationship, it seems superficial. And I just had to let them know, I've been around them.
Yeah, I could say, you can't bite every bone, because it might have been the person that told you.
But I didn't, and that's the thing, I didn't feed into it. You know what I'm saying? When she said, I just let them know I've been around them, and they're solid.
Yeah, the one that knows they ain't.
And I just felt like that. I felt like, okay, if that's what you said, and you know what I'm saying, you wasn't scratching your ear or being messy.
Ain't nothing fake about me with my toothpaste.
Boy, he don't have a toothpaste bill. He got a liquor. That's what I be saying. I don't be knowing what he gonna say. Anyway, so next, Mr. Wilson, let's move on. But it's I don't feel like that you have to prove to people what type of relationship you have. But it's a blessing when there are people that actually speaks good of your name when you're not in the room. So
that ain't the blessing. The blessing is the bond of the one that they talking about. Because that person that's speaking good, like I say, we never know. So it's the bond. I mean, and all people got to do is bond with a spouse or their significant other. Talk to them, sit around, and I know you like the back of my hand. Well, I thought I did the other day.
And don't be impatient. You talking about something so stupid. That's why. Oh Lord. when you're bonding with your person, be patient. Give grace. Like, that's a part of. Nobody is going to have every single thing about them that you just like, adore, love, and just want to all day, every day. It's just not going to be that. You know what I'm saying? But when you're patient and you're actually intentional about getting to know that person, bonding, all of that good stuff, I promise you, the extra, everything else, it'll come along.
Now, I know a couple dudes that I work with, being around. They used to be like, man, you and your wife don't never argue, do you? I said, boy. I said argue, and she added too many questions. We don't argue like we fight. I'm saying, but your questions can start a little disagreement.
No, you just impatient. Like, let's just keep it 100. My questions don't have nothing to do with a disagreement. That's the part of the bonding. I have learned after almost 5 years, fillers, that my husband is impatient. He don't like to be questioned. I can ask him something like, babe, what time is it? No. Me.
I don't mind being questioned. I have to answer a lot of questions. But what I'm saying is what's understood ain't got to be explained. Like, if I get up to walk to the door and I open the door.
Don't do that.
I don't need my wife's hand. Baby, is you going outside? No, I just open the door. Them the questions I'm talking about.
Don't do it.
I like.
Cause
So,
he
you know,
could be
I got to
looking,
get- yeah, I got to
Spillers,
get-
he could be opening the garage door to look outside to make sure the garage all the way lit down before he locked the door. And I'm
Okay,
just
well,
saying.
give me a chance
Are you
to
about
open
to
the
step
door.
out? Are you stepping into the garage or are you just checking?
So
I'm
talking
just saying.
Yeah, I'm saying I had a little disagree. It don't even be a disagreement. It just be.
He'll turn around and look at me like I'm crazy as hell and I look at him
I
back.
talk mess, you talk mess.
Yeah, because I'm looking at him
back
back
I
like.
turn around, you be like, can't he ask you nothing? I'm like, especially if you already know the answer, you know.
And I don't be knowing the answer. So as long as I don't know the answer, I'm asked. Period. And I'm not gonna be shamed. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna ask what the hell I wanna know. Don't if you got a question, Spillers, and you wanna ask your partner or your spouse, ask.
Yeah.
Don't nobody care nothing about what their response gonna be. Who cares if they get asked?
Cause I always got an answer.
That's their problem. They gonna have to calm down. They gonna have to get their blood pressure down, not you, because you just asked a little simple question that just needed a simple answer.
And husband, hey, silence is golden.
Well,
When she asked that question,
as long as you give an answer.
look back at her like, I.
Boy, shut. See, that's what my mom be fussing after she listens to these episodes, because she be like, what the hell be wrong with y'all? It don't be me, y'all. It be him. It is him.
No, but ain't nothing. I mean, you know, I don't ever be around no talk like that. Where I don't even never hear nothing like that. Where the fake, they know better than me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some words for you. You better not let me know nothing about your relationship. Cause I'm gonna go out cause you lied on me, so I'm lying on you. Cause like I say, it ain't perfect, ain't nothing perfect. But we work.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's working like a puzzle. You know what I'm saying? You just got to.
We ain't perfect, but we work.
Yeah, you know, like I say, what I lack, you bring. What you lack, I bring. You can't get no better than that.
Right.
We're a power couple.
Without the Beyonce
without the-
no money.
Yeah, without the status. You
Yeah,
know,
we gotta go to
power
work
couple,
every
they
day.
have status, yeah.
We got a little status though. We got a little status.
I
We
mean,
got no.
but our status come from the people that see the love.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's cause a lot of
They
people see
believe in
it. You
it,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? A lot of people they I know they see it. And then like I said, it's by respect. Why would we argue in front of people if we was gonna argue? That ain't respect. And then if we get to arguing around folks, we have just say, because when I say argue, you get your mind, you know, you just get medicine.
Clarify. What medicine?
When I say,
I'm
gonna say spitbox. Cause spitbox is not just really arguing. So if we get to spitboxing,
What is beatboxing?
what we talking about? What
I want my Steelers to know.
well, I'm sure a lot of them know. Yeah, and people around, like, it can be over anything. Let's say we somewhere and you up there talking and I want my plate. I'm ready for my plate. But you talk, I know you talk. And you know I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? You know I eat. You know I'm hungry, I want my plate. Okay, and I'm like, babe, what's up with the plate? And you, what's wrong with my mouth? I'm going to leave it at that because I know you're going to make it. And then we was at the house, I would talk a little more. You know, I just keep pushing it.
Yeah.
Just playing, just pushing it. But out like that, it'll start something big.
Yeah.
And if they see us doing it, that's anybody. They'll try either me or you. Cause they feel like, they always in. And before you know it, you be into it with everybody.
And
it's respect.
That's it.
You gonna respect me, you gonna respect me, cause I'm gonna respect everybody else. That's how I live. I'm telling you about respect.
And that's a cue, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I love about us because I do talk a lot. I'm very social. Shut up. Especially when we're around people. I'm excited. Don't let me be in the head of my mimosa too. Whatever the conversation is, I'm in it. I'm having fun. And so he know, and I fix my husband plate. It's like at home, I fix it at home. I do. Now when he cook, he do all the fixing. But when I cook, 95% of the time, I'm fixing his plate and I'm bringing it to him. That's just something that I do. So when we're in public, definitely gonna be done. So if he's waiting on his plate, and my husband likes to eat, he has an appetite. And when he's ready to eat, he's ready to eat. Period. So that social cue, babe, what's up with my plate? That'll let me know, shut up, fix your husband's plate, and then you come back and talk. And I appreciate that because if he were to say it any different type of way or to add something to it or somebody like it could
start. I ain't let them talk like
yep,
that.
it could be a whole mess.
Then when that happen, I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Yeah.
I ain't with this.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's the respect thing.
So
I
when people
appreciate
say
it.
it's fake, you know what I'm saying? That's cause they ain't got the respect that you give up, that you give or get. So no, you know, you can't gotta let them words build you. Cause when a person say something like that, then they watching you. You know what I'm saying? They looking for any slip up.
Innocent, and the people be looking and listening, and it's
And half of them I don't even know. I be at the store and you told your wife.
why?
I mean, you told your husband. I be looking cause I don't. A dude asking me.
Yeah.
Somebody with me, I'm like, man, I don't even know how to answer this, man. I trust you. I know you ain't doing nothing, but just for the fact that this dude walked up to
Safety
me.
and all that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, well, man, I don't know how to answer that, but you know, what did you get into? I don't know, it ain't nothing like that, man. I be seeing you on her page all the time, this and that, on a little social media. Well, why the hell would you ask me? Because I start right. I don't know what to say. If I say yeah, you might get. If I say no, I mean I don't. What? But yeah, you know they watch the stuff now.
Yeah, I'm learning that and I'm seeing that now. So with that being said, Mr. Wilson, how do you feel about people saying that they they admire your marriage? Like what reverberation or response will you give to someone who says, man, Will, you know what I'm saying? You my dog, you my homie, and I admire you and your wife's marriage, man. I admire it. Like,
and I tell them, if you married, I tell them you can have the same thing. I'm telling the only thing I don't do, I'm faithful, and I be at home every night. All I do is church, work. I ain't got to take baby to pick her up from school no more. So I ain't got no school. So, I mean, they can see it by the way you did. Your actions, I'm telling you, it ain't about words. Because you can tell a person anything. It's your action. If they say it, when they tell me that, it's because they see it. They don't see me in no street. They don't, I don't know why I stay, so they know it. They don't know why I stay. No, you don't even know why I stay. I don't have dudes around my woman. I mean, I don't play like that. That's
I was at Sam's Spillers a couple weeks ago, and it was so crazy and ironic. I had been fussing at my husband because I absolutely love random flowers. And I'm gonna tell y'all, Spillers, I told this Negro, he had been falling short because he hadn't sent me flowers or brought me any flowers home in a couple months. Now, normally he'll just randomly bring me some flowers when he was in the doghouse, at the doghouse, he just flower me. This Negro, I'm sitting in the tub one day, y'all, and I'm super excited. I got you some flowers. I'm like, oh, babe, this is like 2 weeks ago. Y'all, why this man done brought me home 2 tomato plants?
I brought you 4.
Or 4 tomato plants. If you don't get your ass at my
they gonna last longer. They gonna produce. You want some roses that you can drop in a jar, and then 4 days later they did. You ain't put no more water on them or nothing. Since you had them tomatoes,
I have.
You ain't did nothing.
Anyway, to what I was saying.
And you want some more flowers.
To what I was saying, I was in Sam's and there was this black older man behind me, and then there was another black man like behind him. The black man behind him had a big old thing of flowers, and they were so pretty. And so the black man that was directly behind me said, man, you can go ahead and go. You just got one thing. He said, oh, brother, thank you so much. Today is me and my wife's 44th anniversary. Oh, and he was so proud, Spillers. I was like, oh. He says, I'm ready to go good. She don't know I'm doing this. I'm ready to go home. And I was like, oh, my God. And the black man that was directly behind me that let him go, he was like, that's good, brother. Congratulations. May God bless you. He got to telling his story on how long him and his wife was married. And I said, well, me and my husband are coming up on 4 years this August. Y'all, when I say, and I get cranky because I got emotional. Those 2 black men were so happy. When I said they were like, 4 years, hallelujah, like literally praising God. One of them said, hallelujah, thank God. To God be the glory. 4 years, 4 days. Shut up. You messed up my tears. But he was so excited. And he said, young lady, keep pushing, keep going, keep God first, and everything else in y'all marriage and go is going to last, and you're going to be all right. Y'all got 40 more years. You're going to be shouting 44 years, just like me and my wife. And he was so excited, and that made me so happy. They gave me so much hope. I have hope in my marriage and my relationship, but just in black love, period. And I said that to say, I feel like a lot of times people, I'm not going to say people shun black love, but they like minimize it. Like they don't put emphasis on how dope black love is and how important black love is, especially for generations to come. One of the reasons I said that because recently we just had this NFL draft. And it's a whole thread. And I watch the NFL draft. I normally watch it every year and I cry like a baby all the time. But this year, y'all, I was just so in my feelings because I'm like, where is the black love? Like I'm seeing a lot of love with these black athletes that's rich as hell, but it ain't like black love. I said I was seeing a lot of love, but the visible relationships wasn't black love. So do you feel like in our culture today, Mr. Wilson, that it's important to that the kids and the generations to come see that black love is good and it's okay to actually be with somebody from your...
No, I ain't gonna. No, yeah, you already. Cause if he seen.
And then one of the athletes, I'm gonna say this, Phyllis, because I was tickled. The African one, somebody commented, she probably can't even say his dang name. I'm just saying, I just feel like I'm grateful for my relationship, and I'm grateful for all of the relationships that I get to see in front of me. You know, I have so many people in my family, my cousins, my parents, of course, godparents, pastor, friends. Like I see so much black love around me, but I feel like unfortunately this generation under like the Gen Z and all of the new ones, I feel like they just don't really see like, dang, get on your own team and stay on. Like
they don't see it when they done seen their mama dog their dad out,
or the daddy dog the mama.
Okay, what I'm saying, for the ones that go get the Caucasian girl, then or for the ones that go get the.
Well, I don't agree with that. That's me though.
I mean, but I'm saying you have to understand is the best thing you have. If you don't know how people raise, you just can't say stuff like that because they probably was raised in a household like that. Like if you ain't got if a person raised you and ain't taught you love, how you gonna teach somebody some love? You don't know nothing about love. You know what they taught you. So if they was raised in a terrible household. They might just like the opposite race. Well,
I'm rooting for black love, and I'm rooting that people will project black love. If you are in love and you're black, I need you to show it. Be black and proud. And I ain't. This is nothing against anybody else, any other race, any of that. This is just my perspective.
So
this is how I feel. A couple
black men up there with some.
A couple.
Some Caucasian.
A couple? Oh, good. I ain't even finished. And you know, I watches the draft, baby. I watched the first 2 days. I don't think I made it through the first 2 hours. After the second hour.
Black women don't like when that black men go get their opposite.
Because at the end of the day, when it's time for stuff to be done the way it needs to be done, you started off this way, but how you gonna end? I'm just saying, Jonathan Majors, allegedly. I'm just saying, like, you know what it is. Come on back home. Like, quit acting crazy. The only difference between, I feel like black women, we have more mouth. We just gonna kind of speak how we feel, when we feel, more attitude. But I promise you that does not negate the love. When I say our love runs deep, it's long, it's strong.
The men picking up, that's what they want.
Yeah, they want it because
you ain't gonna get no black love out of them.
Period. Definitely not. That's not gonna
happen. They won't until they have a little hand. They check.
Now listen to him. Listen to him. Okay. So as we're wrapping it up, I can just have a couple more questions for you, Mr. Wilson. When it comes to dating your partner, your spouse, if the shoe fit, put that snucker on.
That's the second one.
Listen, I feel like when you're in a relationship, whether it's a marriage, a partnership, a lifeship, whatever it is, I feel like it's important that you date your spouse. I feel like that, period. Like, and the dates don't even have to be always be financial. You know what I'm saying? The dates can be just something that y'all are doing to spend quality time with each other. Watching movies. Well, Mr. Wilson, don't say that. He trying to be funny, baby, because he knows as soon as he put it on, I'm out of there.
No, because you just said it.
But I enjoy our other dates. I enjoy us. I call it the Garage Chronicles. When we sit in the garage and we're intentional about it. We don't have our phones or nothing. We sitting in there. We listening to music. We're talking. When we're outside in the backyard, you know what I'm saying? If you're grilling, you know, and if we got some music going, got a couple of drinks flowing, I love those type of moments. Now, I love getting dressed up, baby. I love dressing up. Lately, I just been dressing up for church. I ain't gonna complain. I ain't tripping. But I love dressing up and going out with my man, period. It don't matter whether it's to church or a date. But I feel like dating is imperative, period, in a marriage. I feel like that just keeps a lot of the flowing. So how do you feel about that, Mr. Wilson?
Well, I don't think it keep the flowing. But, you know, it do.
Add to the flowing.
Yeah, add to
Okay.
it. You know,
Get a flowing song.
Step out here and there, but, you know, sometimes, do you know how to, I want to do some people out because I feel to use you, I ain't going to use you.
Yeah, use me. Don't use me.
So you know how to dress up. You know how to get ready. You know how to. You love to dress up and go out. Mm-hmm. But what about sitting at home?
Dressing up at home?
No, just sitting at home.
Oh, I like doing that.
That's the biggest date. That's the longest date.
But we do that.
You want to go out and be seen.
But I love that. It's not that I don't want to go out and be seen. I just want a different scenery. There's a difference. To be seen in scenery.
Front yard, backyard,
garage, room, living room.
Side house.
To damn it, take me downtown so much. We need 4 walls. Only gonna do so much.
Like you say, when you say go out, you know, my going out is taking you to get something to eat and sit and chill. You like you say, you want to go downtown where it's crowded and it's a lot of people. And
I don't mind. We go eat. We go to the out to eat places and the crowded places, and we go out to places that's not so crowded. But it's just putting emphasis on making sure you're doing that. And I'm just saying that for.
How often should you do it? How often should it be done?
Spillers, that's something I need y'all to check back with me.
Yeah, because your answer is not going to be right.
I'm not saying every week, every week.
No, we already talked about your answer. That's why I asked you now so I can see.
Couple of times. If it was up to me, Spillers, I feel like you should do something like that at least twice a week. But that's just me. That's just the Mrs. Wilson. That's the Leo Linus in me that wants to just, get out and live it up. But that's me. For some people, it can be once a week. For some people, it can be every other week. For some people, it's once a month. Spillers, I do need y'all to let me know. And I know a few of y'all going to hit me back and tell me. But how often do you think, Mr. Wilson?
I don't know. I guess whenever the woman want to go.
So a couple times a week for me and you. Let's just say how.
Whenever the woman want to go. I'm a homebody. See, I ain't you, like you said, you Leo that want to do this. So when you want to do that, that's what you do.
Yeah.
I ain't got to be around people like that. Yeah. I don't want to be around people like that. So but when I do go, I go because you want to go. Yeah. But no, I don't want to be out there like that all the time. These is my stomping ground. Mm-hmm. I ain't cool with just going in just because I had to change my life. Other people ain't changed their life. Yeah. But I don't mind going out, but many times you want to go out. That's why I tell you all the time, baby, you ain't got to go out with me all the time. You can go out.
And that's one thing I love about our marriage. I will say, Spillers.
I know how you will. I'm not going to hold you down and do that because if I want to stay home, you're not going to make me go. Mm. So if you want to go, I'm not going to make you stay. Yeah. So I say, you go have your fun, and when we catch our date, we go with it. But if they sit and we settle, then we go on. But just sitting around, let's go here.
Y'all should see his face. Yeah, because my husband is a huge introvert. And I've known that from day one. But one thing I can say, and I'm appreciative, is when I want to get up and get out, he does not nag me. He doesn't say, where you going, what time, who you going with. He knows who I'm going with. And the people that I'm going with, he has their direct phone number, so
And
he
the
can
ones
text
you're
them.
going with, I know.
He ain't
I've
mess
been
up
around
back.
them all my life.
And he can
Well,
text
they
them
gonna
and
say,
say, "Where is my wife? Good? What y'all doing?" You know, like. So I appreciate that.
If I gotta text them, y'all gonna walk home. I'm gonna bust some ties. You should have your phone. I ain't gonna be texting them. So since you with them,
but I'm saying you
I'm
have
gonna make sure
their.
you call me because you're gonna need a rag. I'm gonna put all they ties.
But I'm saying, and he just talked to y'all.
I ain't gonna come with you.
But he has all of their phone numbers. Everybody, pretty much that I'm around outside of us. He knows how to get in contact with them if he couldn't get in contact with me, and God forbid that would ever be the case. But that's why it's important to know your person and know your partner and know you in the relationship that you're in. Because there may be a time that you're ready to get lit, and I'm that person. Like I be ready to get lit. I be wanting to go out, listen to some live music, have some fun, kick it, and come home and sleep in. And I'm able to do that without my husband nagging me or whatever when he doesn't want to go or be a part.
And I just got like that. I had to put my foot down to get like that because you want to go 24/7.
And I was wanting to drag him 24/7.
And if you see like you said, you've been posting since you had Facebook. If you look at it from the time we got together to now, we was going places all the time.
Oh God.
All the time. So we did what you wanted to do for the first couple years we got together.
And then he gonna shut down all
try to do what I do. Try to sit at home. You're getting old anyway.
Baby, I was going to Texas. He was flying a sister out. I was coming down there on weekends, baby. We was kicking it, baby. I'm talking about living. Then he moved a little rock. We kicked it a little bit. He was like, okay, nah.
Yeah, that's my story.
You doing too much.
We in Texas. I don't know nobody, but down here, people know me that I don't know.
Yeah.
So when they see me, hey, what's up? I have to fake with them. What's up, on Wayne?
I don't know him.
And trying to get away from him because I don't know him. And he said he know me, so I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I want to go and leave. Yeah. But in Texas, we went out all the time. Mm-hmm. When we got down here, we went out all the time. But see,
when you first moved back.
Now we just recently
slowed down.
Because if I don't stand for something,
okay, now we moved on.
You talking about we don't go nowhere no more? No.
We do stuff that we want to do, but like you don't do like you're not the live music and that type of scenery club type person. So I appreciate that. I'm good. I'm good with going with Jay and Cat. I'm good. That's what he call live music, y'all. Quartet, childish. I'm good with going with Jay and Cat, but as long as we, okay. Thank you for hearing me, baby. That's all that matters. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up, Mr. Wilson. This is the last thing. I'm big on podcasts, especially since I've had a podcast. Before I started my podcast, I loved podcasts. Once I started my podcast, baby, that's all I listen to, especially inspirational ones. Ooh.
It's talk. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
And he be so sick of it, y'all.
And get your spillers to answer another question.
Uh-oh.
When is it too much? For real.
He come home, y'all. I have his podcast blasted. He just shake his head.
No, I'm talking about not the podcast.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm talking about the
talking.
Yeah,
it's never too much.
It's never too much.
For what? Babe, you be having your times where you be talking a lot too.
My times.
I don't talk a lot all the time. I have my times. You have your time.
Is God good? And then what they say?
All the time.
Okay, that's what you do. You be
okay, Pastor.
Yeah, you be talking, baby, and I don't have no problem with it. But if I don't want to listen.
You don't be wanting to listen, but you be asking questions, answering questions, and you be going in while I'm talking.
That's to show you that I'm still
so you don't have a problem.
I'm nosy. I can't just tune you out.
So spill us.
Yeah,
who's tripping? Me or him?
Ain't nobody better sit around me and I just block my ears. They're like, I don't hear you better move because I'm listening. But yeah, you good. Okay, I'm going to take you out too. I might take you out on 30.
You ain't might have none 30 these, you know what I'm going to say next. But this is our last question and we're wrapping it up, spilling. He's so extra. So, I was listening to a podcast recently and this is a serious question, especially for the married people. And the person on the podcast said, when you marry a person, you stay married to that person, not for that person, but for God. Because you made a promise to God. You didn't make a promise to that person. You made a promise to God. So I was listening. I was like, nah.
It's the truth.
Huh?
It's the truth.
Listen here. Now, I don't know that.
You do because people are writing you out.
Ooh, I said because nowadays people get married just to say they are married, but they realize later the stress and the work that comes into keeping their marriage and putting it together, and they disregard the vow that they made to God and just say to hell with the marriage. And I just don't feel like that's okay. So I do agree when she said you know what I'm saying, but that's why it's important to know who you're marrying and know who your person is, because you gotta be for real still. It's like if you know this is somebody you cannot imagine your life without, then you just gonna have to take some stuff. Like you're gonna have to take it at the chin. What they say?
The best time it was to build a bond. I don't know if it's gonna come like that again. It was 2020. How long? We ain't COVID come?
Yep, 2020.
Because you couldn't.
Couldn't run.
You couldn't run. Especially if you was together and you're gonna talk. You gonna get into it. The person gonna threaten to leave. I don't know what's going on.
Shut up, he's bringing up our story. You gonna pray, you gonna go do everything. And that is so true. And that's how I know that was one of the reasons that I knew that you are my person and you are my husband, because COVID happened halfway through our engagement, right? I was in Little Rock, he was in Texas, and I was visiting him for spring break. Mackenzie was in Tennessee with her family, and I was down there with you. And it was just like a week thing. Like I literally came like on a Sunday or Monday or something, and I was planning to come back to Little Rock like the next Sunday. And then COVID happened, and I was off of work. My job said, you're going to be at home another week. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll stay another week, and I'll let Mackenzie stay another week. And it kept going on, and when we realized that we was going to be out for the year, I was like, well, let me go get my stuff, and I'll come and just stay with you. And that was a test for us to see how we would be living together around. And I promise it was. Like, I literally was like, oh, my God. Like, I could literally live with him.
After it, but during it.
During it, I couldn't tell because you were there and I was here.
No, I'm talking about when you was up there doing COVID. You remember that time you was going, I'm finna pack my stuff.
Oh yeah, that was the moment.
So
and you took my engagement ring.
I would have taken it, put it in the car, and then.
And you came big.
No, we got to talk. We got to talk, and then something happened, and
something happened.
I had to go get the stuff and bring it back.
he packed my stuff for me, Phyllis. I can't believe it.
But I'm saying, all that little stuff, it's either gonna make you or break.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll make you or break, and it made us cause we still here.
Look at us. Almost 4 years married, 5 years together. You ain't going nowhere, Paul.
And then you the type of person I say every day that I'm gonna stop cussing. I get around you. You see what I'm saying? I get around you get the cuss. So yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Lord bless the children. He cussed because he want to cuss. It ain't got nothing to do with me, still. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, Mr. Wilson, thank you for checking in with us. I appreciate you.
But look, I do want to say one thing, because when you being here with your guests,
you got talking to Mike.
When you being here with your guests,
yes, Mr. Residential,
y'all being here for 2.5, 3 hours. I'm talking about be going on.
But that's because we take a little break, and our break normally be like 30 minutes.
Y'all take a break in here and still be talking. But when Mr. Wilson get on here, I see how you keep looking at the time. You got a certain time you want me to get on?
Yeah, babe, I want you to. It's early, so.
Well, Phyllis, I'm gonna tell y'all the next time I get on here, if I'm not hosting, yeah, what you saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do all the excited talk.
So you're gonna host next time,
yeah,
and I'm gonna be
okay. You're gonna be over here. I'm like, yeah, hey, Phyllis, what's going on? This is Mr. Wilson. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. So in 2 weeks.
No, ain't nobody said no 2 weeks.
Okay, that's the next time you coming on here.
Y'all heard her say she been gone a long time now.
Don't be trying to dip out now, Mr. Resident Jones. You got 2 weeks to get your topics together, get your questions and all that stuff. And you can be in the host chair.
I'm going to read what you come up with.
I know. I want you to come up with something.
I don't know.
Residential host, you gotta put. You gotta put.
You over there, you got it labeled. I ain't got all that in me.
Anyway, well, I appreciate you, and I'm sure the spillers appreciate you too. Do you want to add anything before you dip out on this?
Cause we'll get to talking another 10 minutes.
It'll be another few minutes. All right. Well, this will be continued, and we'll come back to this in a couple weeks. Spillers, this is now our spill encouragement time. To wrap up this episode, every marriage or relationship is not always perceived for what you think it is. Good, bad, happy, or sad. Any relationship that requires human beings requires work. If it's a relationship you cherish, putting in the work will be a priority. Contented, safe, and loving. Okay? God did not create us to be alone. We will always need someone to lean on or to help us. I don't care how independent you think you are or want to be, man or woman. The Bible tells us that 2 are better than 1, for when one falls, the other is there to help him get up. Make sure you're choosing relationships that you aren't alone in, spillers. Go into them with a pure heart, genuine motives, and love, and make sure that whatever you give, it's reciprocated. If y'all aren't filling each other's cup or filling each other up, literally, physically, and figuratively, making each other smile, then you need to evaluate that shit. Thank you so much for tuning in, spillers. I love you all. This is your girl, Mrs. Wilson. And until next time, I am signing out.
Right, Thank you. Me say bye. See, I
said if you wanted to say something.
No, you ain't say nothing. I'm telling you, hey.
I thought you was trying to leave.
Bye, spillers. I ain't say nothing about it. I hope the spillers see it. I hope y'all see it.
You trying to leave his style.
She put me
Thank
out.
you. Good job, babe.
Then look at her. Started putting me out. Girl,
we gotta put this out in the morning.
I come in here.
He ain't gonna do nothing, but what he doing now?
I need $10. I want $10 an hour for now. You want to pause this?
You can stop it.
$10 an hour.